Hello and welcome to the news button. Friends, those of you who have seen what had happened in the Iraq War of 2003 would naturally tend to think that the US would not spare Iran either. It would bombard Iran into Stone Age. That Mustafa Khomeini, the son of the dead Ayatollah who ruled Iran with iron hands for decades, will meet the same fate as Saddam Hussein of Iraq. So also his regime. Will the US repeat an Iraq in Iran? Does it have the wherewithal to do it? Does today's geostrategic reality permit it? In today's news analysis, we would attempt to decipher the shape of things to come in the Iran war. Stay tuned with us. As we know, the US and Iran are already in a limited conflict phase. Airstrikes, naval actions, and proxy clashes have happened. A fragile ceasefire is close to collapsing, with both sides preparing for escalation. After failed talks in Pakistan, US has already blockaded Iranian ports. Iran has called the US actions an act of war. So this isn't hypothetical anymore. It's an active, tense standoff, not a cold situation. After a highly destructive round 1.0, again fog clouds are fast building up, with both sides fast replenishing their exhausted stockpiles of ammunition and lying in wait for a trigger. While war clouds again start building up over the Arabian Peninsula and the larger Middle East, security analysts are sitting finger crossed. Many argue this is going to be a decisive war, while many openly state this war will be largely inconclusive and see the decline of the US as the world's sole superpower. Those who say the US will prevail and bomb Iran into Stone Age, decimating all its critical structure and usher the country into utter mayhem, lawlessness, in the absence of both government and governance, believe that the US would be able to bring the current regime to its knees, force them to stand trial in Congress courts as they did with the Iraqi regime. So the moot question is, can that happen? Can the US win yet another unjust war? Can Trump gain victory against an asymmetric Iranian warfare? Will there be a repeat of a full-scale Iraq invasion? To understand this and much more, we have to go back to the 2003 Iraq War. The Iraq War of 2003 was a full-scale invasion plus regime change. But Iran, unlike Iraq, is a completely different beast. Iran is much stronger than Iraq. It has large population, difficult terrain, it has difficult mountain terrains and high urban density. The country is armed to the teeth. It has advanced missile and drone capabilities. We have already seen how it has humiliated the US-Israel combined with its highly capable and affordable warfare tactics. Moreover, the country boasts of strong internal security plus decades of war preparation. According to global firepower estimates, Iran maintains nearly 6,10,000 active troops and 3,50,000 reservists. Not to talk about the dreaded, highly trained elite Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps or the IRGC. Thus, a ground invasion from the US would be far more costly and uncertain. Second, there would be guaranteed regional blowback from Iran and its regional allies. In case of a resumption of the second phase of the war or a full-scale invasion of Iran, Iraq War of 2003, Iran can hit US bases across the Middle East. Make no doubt about it. It can also disrupt oil routes like the Strait of Hormuz, ushering in a global economic shock. Iran has proxy allies too, like the Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. It can activate them. We have seen how blockade of the Strait of Hormuz heating global energy supply hard. Imagine if Iran activates the Houthis and blocks Bab-el-Mandeb in Red Sea, it can have 100% chokehold on Gulf energy. Even limited escalation has already risked global ripple effects. Third, there is no clear day after plan. One of Iraq's biggest failures was what came after Saddam Hussein. But with Iran, regime change is much harder. It could trigger long insurgency or civil chaos. This might actually strengthen the regime internally. Many geostrategic office analysts warn of strategic overextension, quote unquote, if the US goes too far. Fourth, political and economic constraints. The war would spike oil prices globally, as is already happening. US public support for Trump's another major war is also limited. Plus, he has the sword of the midterm elections over his head. So, lot of discouragement there for Mercurial Trump and his MAGA brigade. Besides, the US cannot afford to enter a grinding, long drawn out, uncertain war with Iran, especially when confronted by more pressing and competing priorities such as China, Ukraine, and the worsening US economy. So, what is more likely instead? US would do well to think less Iraq-like invasion, but more controlled confrontation. Airstrikes, cyber attacks, naval clashes may continue, so also proxy wars across the region. US will more likely to continue economic warfare. More sanctions and more economic blockades are likely to come to kill Iran's already battered economy. Many defense analysts predict that to its advantage, US may resort to short bursts of escalation followed by de-escalation, which experts describe as quote unquote managed escalation, not total war. Thus, the bottom line is a full Iraq style invasion of Iran is highly unlikely. But the ongoing conflict plus periodic escalation appears very, very real and is already underway. If things spiral, it won't look like Iraq. It will look messier, more regional, and harder to control. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Before leaving, do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching.